and experience the next revolution in social media. Pluck, where your content pays.
My name is Clementine Mosemani, and I play Doris on Sabbatical.
Hi, I'm Monyane, and I play Lesego on Sabbatical.
I would like to start with one scene in particular, and I think most of us as Kulilokshini, it hit home. There's a scene where you were in the bathtub, and Umama came in and scrubbed your bed, and we could see the power of those scrubs, which they were not just helping you clean up. They were sort of a message. What does that scene mean to you?
Yeah, that scene, it is packed. Ne? So we were unpacking the past, what we've been through, the miscommunications, the misunderstandings, what we've been going through, what she's been going through. And I think also for Doris, it was saying to her, I am so sorry for not being there in my communications with you, miscommunicating things, misjudging things, overlooking things, thinking that everything is okay and things are not okay, thinking about myself as Doris. And yeah, I was just saying, can you accept my apology? I'm still your mother. I love you. You are my daughter. And please forgive me.
We're having a moment because that is the scene for us in this film. For Lesego, this is her being vulnerable and letting go of control, finally. To stop deluding yourself, allowing her mom to be her mom, letting go of the shame, and actually letting her know that I'm hurting. I need you. I need you not to judge me. I need you not to try and control everything, but I need you to just sit with me right now and allow me to be weak, because I've never gotten to just be weak. I've never gotten to be imperfect. And now everything I've worked for is falling apart, and I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do, Mama. You know, and I want to be strong because that's what you taught me to be, but I can't. I just can't. So it was just one of those scenes without words where mother and daughter were finally meeting each other as one and saying, this is us now, and we've got each other, and we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
So that's what that scene meant for us.
Yeah.
But I don't think we knew it was going to say all of that. We knew this scene was going to happen, but the moment sort of took over these people. And it was just when to stop. It wasn't staged, it wasn't choreographed, it wasn't anything, even how hard she was going in there, everything. At some point, Lesego can take it because I deserve the shame, right? You're trying to wash away the shame. But then at some point, it's like, but I'm only human. You know, let me make mistakes.
Let me be.
And it was just this beautiful moment of being suspended in realism and being able to let that moment take us somewhere. And when I watched the scene back, it really got to me. It got to me as an actress, because I was like, whew, I need to go say sorry to my mom. Firstly, I'm so sorry, girl. You know? But at the same time, it's like, I'm too hard on myself. I'm too hard on myself. So it's just one of those powerful moments between these two women. And yeah, we love that scene.
And I think also for Doris, it was Doris also admitting her vulnerability and also saying, allow me to be as vulnerable as I want to be. I also need you, you know. So it takes two to tango. So we were just tangoing with it.
And for Lesego, there's another scene that might have gotten people a bit pinched up. It being alone at night, drunk, and there are three guys just around the corner. In your head, what do you think people would be watching that scene would be thinking is going to happen? Not telling people what happened, but what do you think people will think the way it looked just from the sound, even before we heard those guys?
You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where majority of women are not safe. They're not safe during the day, let alone at night, scantily dressed and drunk, you know. So even when I was watching it, I was on the edge of my seat. I know how the movie goes, but I was also just on the edge of my seat waiting for something bad to happen to her. But the character in that moment is not aware of her surroundings. She's so consumed by her own ego and her own emotions and her anger and all of this, that there isn't an awareness of where she is and what is happening. And for her to be held in that space rather than taken advantage of, that's the brilliance of Karabo and her storytelling. Because for once, we are not villainizing the black man, and we're not saying that every man is a monster. And we are also speaking to the community that Ikasi can have. You know, Kokasi is not all about, hey, it's crime and danger. There's still a lot of community. There's still people who know each other, you know. You could find that these boys know, oh, you know, and they wouldn't violate her. So I do think that scene is going to trigger a lot of people who have been taken advantage of. But it also just introduces a different way of life and a different way of viewing who we are as a society of people. And I hope it can actually even encourage some people to say, you know, there is another choice you can take. You don't have to see a vulnerable woman and then take advantage of her. You can actually be of assistance to her, even though you can argue they took advantage, you know, to a certain extent, but not in the way we expected it to happen. You know, yeah, it was. I think even for me shooting it, you are aware, man. Okay, in real life, I would be very scared for myself here. But the way the set was handled and the actors themselves, it was just, we were able to really create that safe space. And it became about something else completely, but you're still very aware. And that's just an indication of us being aware of society as a whole and how it treats women.
Introducing Pluck, the ultimate social app where your connections turn into earnings. Seamlessly post, watch content, and chat with friends. But here's the game changer: you earn money from every post. Receive gifts from fans, gain subscribers to boost your income, and explore endless content for entertainment. Plus, our new voice comment feature lets you engage in a whole new way. Connect, entertain, and profit all in one place. Download Pluck today and experience the next revolution in social media. Pluck, where your content pays.
Okay, your character is especially your neighbors. They don't really. We get a sense that they don't really like you.
They don't like who? I don't like them.
Yes. So, and we as this film speaks to a lot of things we've experienced in Lokshi. And do you think your character is misunderstood by the members of the community that think Uti, she thinks she's better, she thinks she's this and everything?
In a way, yes, I think they are misunderstanding Dorothy, but Dorothy also better coffee for the fact that she can judge Chuli's mom. You know, I have a daughter. She's a daughter, and if I am that kind of a mother that really cares, it was my duty to call Chuli's mother, sit her down. Man, you don't walk naked. We don't do that. But instead, I judge her, and I prefer talking to her daughter more than her. Hence, I tell my boyfriend, "What is this woman next door, my man?" And her, she as rude as they come.
No, they judge it according to
Vele.
what she's brought out.
And they are expecting me to embrace that kind of a woman with that kind of language. No,
And we see ourselves literally being a rebel child for most of the film. okay, Nami, I've jumped the fences before because my mom did not want me to do things. Does it take you back to any moment in your life, some of the things that you did?
I was not a rebel child at all. I've never jumped a fence. I've never snuck out. I only started going out to parties in varsity. I was like an introverted child. I was always in the house. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was always like focused on academics and all of that. So the rebel nature ya Lesotho is not mine. I don't share that with her actually. That's the one thing we're different in. I was not a rebel. But what I do share is hiding things from your mother, going through some personal hardships and then hiding them and trying to look like everything is okay or not opening yourself up to be vulnerable with your mom. But I had friends, so I would live vicariously through them. And then, why okay? Yo, hey. So that was me. But no, I did not rebel, Jim.
I don't think Lesego is a rebellious child. I think because she understands Doris so much that Doris grumbles over everything. And that's Kasi life, by the way. Jumper fence kept next door. I can't just walk a gate, get a jumper fence. Ki lifestyle ya Kasi. And for me, it was not for Lesego is rebellious. It's just Lesego being herself, wana Kasi. She's in that space. Akilong ka gate. Jumper.
When in Rome.
Yeah. As the Romans do.
Because she's not going to jump any fence. No.
Marcoka, there's nothing wrong.
And there is a moment that when you finally open up your home to Mamdo, we sort of see a shift in Mama's face. Would you say was that a shift of surprise or a shift of pride to see what your child has been able to acquire?
Introducing Pluck, the ultimate social app where your connections turn into earnings. Seamlessly post, watch content, and chat with friends. But here's the game changer: you earn money from every post. Receive gifts from fans, gain subscribers to boost your income, and explore endless content for entertainment. Plus, our new voice comment feature lets you engage in a whole new way. Connect, entertain, and profit all in one place. Download Pluck today and experience the next revolution in social media. Pluck, where your content pays.
It was a shift of pride and relief that, oh my goodness, at least she's following in her mother's footsteps. Wow, look at!
Do you see what I deal with? All goes back to her.
And she doesn't vocalize it, ne? It's just in him.
She throws up. Like what's that?
And there is an interesting plot twist regarding our Mangbe society.
What about that?
Whose brilliant idea was it that, yes, the money will go missing, but not really?
Ask the script writer.
But in all honesty, there are a lot of societies in Mokshin, and we see a lot of things happen, a lot of Omawi being taken advantage of because of certain scams like that. And what part did that scene play in what part do you think that scene is gonna play in people's perception of Stockfells and our society in Lokshin? Literally the entire thing. The fact that they were willing to go for a scam, and the fact that they trusted someone so much and that person ended up with all the money and they thought it was lost.
They trusted who? Actually, we trusted each other. So, what happened to the money? Who went to the bank?
I have no idea.
What happened?
I'm innocent in all of this. No, I think it's going to trigger a lot of people. I think money is a soft subject, you know?
Yeah.
But also the society, I mean, it's a billion rand industry. They save billions of rands every single year.
And they make the economy of the country, make up the economy of the country.
Huge. These are huge monies that Abokoko are putting together just for bulk buying. There's a whole bulk buying season at the end of the year, Mama Krosa and all of that. But then when you look at how some people can take advantage of that and exploit for their own personal reasons, it's a sore point. It's a sore point. I don't think it's redeemable in any way, shape, or form, to be completely honest. But for whoever the money went to, they felt justified. So if
damage control somewhere else and you're like damage on the other side,
we must just be secure. I hope it also brings awareness.
Yeah.
That maybe Mongene stock fairly just take due process and protect yourself against such things. Maybe it's going to open up that conversation to say, but how are we actually doing this thing, and are we protecting ourselves as we do that? So that if the money, even if it is a scam that takes the money, but what insurance is there
exactly
for the people who have invested? Yeah.
Okay. In closing, what is your personal take on the film itself, how it was shot, and what message do you see it giving out to people?
Look, this is a story for the community. It's not just for the individual. And it's one that says, give yourself grace. We're human, we make mistakes. Life happens to all of us. But don't let that be your final story. You know, there's always a new chapter. And one thing I love about this film is it goes against what people have been watching so much. It's such a fresh take on storytelling. It's very relatable. A lot of people are going to see someone they know, even themselves, in this film. And it as you were saying, that scene where we're expecting something bad to happen and it doesn't happen, it reintroduces us to the beautiful community that we are as Abantu Mnyama. You know, Black people were just beautiful in our own way. And I think it's just going to give people a different perspective on what does it mean to be a South African, actually, and what are our communities about. But on a personal level, I hope it helps people transform, and it helps people heal, and it really just helps people think about things in a new and different way. Yeah.
For me, she said a mouthful. I'm just going to be very short. I think for me, Sabbatical is going to restore relationships and families and society.
Introducing Pluck, the ultimate social app where your connections turn into earnings. Seamlessly post, watch content, and chat with friends. But here's the game changer: you earn money from every post. Receive gifts from fans, gain subscribers to boost your income, and explore endless content for entertainment. Plus, our new voice comment feature lets you engage in a whole new way. Connect, entertain, and profit all in one place. Download Pluck today and experience the next revolution in social media. Pluck, where your content pays.